everyone, welcome back to Study Abroad Diaries, Tales Beyond the Textbooks. I'm Natalie, your host for today, and a bit of a guest of myself, actually. If you've listened to the previous episodes, you have heard me mention my time studying abroad in Japan. Well, today we're diving deep into our memories of Japan and reflecting what's really going on and what it's like to study over there. So let's get started. Everybody introduce yourselves.
I'm Alexander. I study abroad in Tenri with the rest of the squad. Um, I'm actually an alumni from Lehman College, and right now I'm in Colorado. Hi.
Hooray.
I guess I'll go next because Tishana don't want to say nothing. So, I so I'm Dylan, and I'm also from the Tenri squad that studied abroad in Tenri with Natalie and Alex. Rip Carlos, he's not here with us no more. But yeah. Right now I'm doing electric engineering, not in Lehman though, because I transferred. Also, and I went to Japan back in January and it was fun.
Oh, for real.
Yeah. My name is Tishana, and I went to Tenri last year in 2024. Unfortunately, I went alone. There was,
Oh.
for some reason, no one else wanted to go to Japan, so I was the only one.
Yeah.
It
And
was
obviously
weird.
you know me too. Like my name is Natalie. I studied abroad in Japan for spring 2023, I believe. And I went with Dylan and Alexander and Carlos, who is not
Rest
here,
in peace,
but he was
Carlos.
here for a time. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a computer graphics and art major. Officially meeting you guys now. So yeah, let's just get started with the discussion, shall we? Looking back on your time in Japan, what stands out to you the most, like from a year or two later?
I
Okay.
mean, I guess like the safety and the people.
Mm,
I think that's like the biggest thing for me.
yeah.
Looking back to me, starting at Tenri really became a really meaningful memory experience. I think it's the most fun I have ever had ever since going to college. Because
Mm,
at first I did struggle a little with college. It wasn't always fun. I struggled making friends and all of that. I felt like everyone is sort of in like their own little group already when I came to college, and
mm,
eventually I burned out because I didn't take breaks. But then I just went to study abroad, and it completely changed, and I made like a lot of good connections that I keep in contact to this day. To this
mm.
day, and it was such an amazing experience that I still go back to Japan and I visit Tenri every some at least once a year.
For
And yeah, so I love it.
Yeah.
I guess my turn, huh?
Yeah, it is your turn, Dylan.
All right, so the best part about studying in Teneri was when I joined the Western Club at the university, and then we like made bands and stuff, and we played live music in live houses. Like it was so fun. And
Yeah,
then
turned
like
it to that, bro.
yeah, not only that, the food was mad cheap too. Like the
Yeah, I
food was
miss
so
that.
cheap.
Yeah.
Like yo, back when I went in January, not even in Tenerife, but I mean back in Tenerife, like when I studied abroad too, but I could buy like a $20 meal for like $5 over there.
No,
And
yeah.
and the food at the
Yeah.
university was really nice too.
Mm-hmm.
Like it
I
wasn't like a
agree.
bagel for like $15.
Seriously. I agree. Literally, I think that was the one thing that I really miss about Japan, like the price of everything and how affordable it was. Because like I could go to a store and I can like buy a bunch of plushies for like mad cheap. Now like plushies are like the size of the plushies that I have in my room are like 50 freaking dollars here. It's too expensive. And I'm like, I miss going back. I really want to go back and just get
Yeah.
more merch because I am struggling right now here.
Yeah.
Remember the
The
100
like
yen
cost of
daiso?
living is insane compared to over here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
But
true.
Natalie, you remember the 100 yen daiso though? Where you could get just stuff for 100 yen only?
Yes, I
Like
do.
anything too, like things that actually should cost way more money only cost 100 yen.
Yeah, and if you go to a Daiso here, actually, it's obviously a lot
Overpriced.
more expensive.
Overpriced.
Yeah.
And it's like I would never pay this much for these things over there. Like it's
Yeah.
insane. Ugh, I'm just
That's
missing.
pretty
I'm
I
missing.
love
crazy.
going to I forgot like what it's called, but it's one of the like Japanese like school utensil stores that also like sell clothing. And they
Yeah.
have the same stuff that they do in like Daiso in Japan. And the pencils are like 15 to $20.
That's actually
And
Wow.
insane.
I got my pencil for like three.
Wow. Did you buy it?
Hell no, I got them while I was in Japan.
Period. Period. But yeah, I miss it. What was like the most challenging? Like, let's switch it up a little bit. Like living in Japan.
It was kind of weird not being with my parents for like the first like 3 weeks, but then after that it was okay. Like I don't really care.
Yeah.
I'd say for me, it was more like the first few weeks was amazing.
Mm,
Everything is new. It's my first time in Japan, exploring everywhere, and it really feels different at first.
mm,
So I was super excited about exploring. I was taking my bicycle, going with Carlos
Oh yeah.
everywhere at all times of the day, no matter the time. Uh, but then, like after that few weeks, like towards the middle, I would say can get a little lonely. At least for me, it got like a little
mm.
lonely, or because you know, if you don't make so many friends, I feel like friends, whether or not you make friends, it can break or make the experience for
Yeah, I agree with
anyone,
that.
really.
Yeah. After
Yeah,
college
but
started.
so I feel like that was like a little bit of a low, but like it didn't affect me too much.
Hmm.
And soon after that, like I did manage to make some really good friends, and it just was so much fun. That's
Yeah.
when like it became the best for me. Like after I made friends, it became like the best experience ever I've had in college.
That's
Yeah.
great to hear. Yeah. I think for me it was the same thing too because my most of my friends spoke a different language and they had to like I had to just get by with my broken ass Japanese. It was so bad. But I mean I love them. I love each and every one of them, but it was like really hard to communicate with a
But
lot of them.
I would probably, honestly, I'd probably say the same thing, but I I kind of had like a unique situation where it was both a blessing and a curse, where my first friend where I met at orientation, she spoke English. She was from Brunei. She spoke perfect English. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Um, and then I started having like classes with like all my other classmates. And then the few people who were from, there's a few people who were from Singapore, and then another girl who was from a different country, but it was one of those like small countries, and I can't remember the name of.
Yeah.
But she also spoke like pretty good English. And then my Hong Kong friend, complete perfect fluent English. So anyone that I like had conversations with in my class and people who were like I was friends with, they would talk to me in English because they knew that I was pretty bad at Japanese.
Oh.
But then I would get frustrated because now I have friends who have similar languages to Japanese, where my
Mhm.
friend from Brunei she knew Mandarin and she was familiar with kanji, so she was able to read and kind of like speak Japanese pretty well. My Hong
Mhm.
Kong friend, he could read kanji perfectly, so he could also like get by. And then I'm here struggling to remember stuff. And so it got to a point where I wasn't really learning Japanese unless I studied or talked with the students that I was teaching, because then other than that, I'd just be speaking English the whole time. So I think other than like making friends if you don't know really good Japanese, and then also um, even though I took Japanese class before, I was still learning. So even if I had the extra help, once we got through the like one to like what 12 chapters of Genki, I
Mhm.
started struggling, and that was like in the middle of the semester. I started struggling immediately because I'm like, oh, we're getting into stuff that I don't know anymore.
Yeah, yeah, I
You use
agree.
Genki
Oh no. But
in Japan?
as you know,
Oh,
Asako
okay.
oh
Sensei.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mari
Okay.
Sensei's class.
Alima. Okay. Oh, but
Yeah.
and actually, that makes me. Uh, this reminds me of something that, like, if you go to study abroad in Japan specifically because you want to speak a lot of Japanese, and you realize that a lot of the time you sort of just end up making friends with the international students.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
making friends with the Japanese students, it's a little bit. It takes more time because it takes some
Mm,
getting used to, some warming up, opening up to you. So
mm,
there's that cultural difference that makes it a little bit more difficult to make friends if you're just there for a short time with Japanese students. And I'm gonna say that doesn't apply to all of them. There are some Japanese students that are really open. You could say
Yeah.
they're Japanese,
Yeah.
but like personality-wise, they're not really Japanese. Their values are not super Japanese, so it's easier
Mm.
to
Mm.
make friends with them.
Hmm.
And you realize that I actually, at least for me, I think that applies for all of us.
Yeah.
Like as Tishana just said,
Yeah,
most of
I
the time
agree.
you're just speaking English over there.
Yeah.
That is true.
That is really true,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like since I joined like the club thingy, like making friends wasn't ever like a problem. Like I always had friends.
Mhm.
Like even Alexander, like I was always friends with like Yoki and like the whole like band people.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. The only time I would ever see like the international students was when it was like when we were in class and stuff. All the other times I would just be with like Japanese people. Like remember Junpei? We used to go like karaoke and stuff.
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
true. Like we did that a lot, but I think that actually brings another perspective that if you join a club and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
mostly Japanese students,
Yeah.
that changes things completely. Because I didn't join any clubs. I technically wanted to join like the weightlifting club, or even then, it was just like a lot of international students there. But in the case for Dylan, he joined the music.
Yeah.
What was it? What was it, Dylan?
It was
The
called
Western Club?
It's called Western Club, but like yeah, they just play rock and stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Mm.
and it was mostly just Japanese people, and it
It
was
was
just
only
Dylan.
Japanese people, yeah.
Yeah, it was just Dylan there. Like in that perspective, like it is a lot easier, I feel, to
Hmm.
Yeah. I
do
remember.
something that you share in
Mhm.
common.
I remember when I went
Yeah.
back in like January, only like Yoki and Hajime knew that I was there. So then
Hmm.
like when I pulled up to like the band room, like I remember like some people that they were like, oh, they were like, Dion, oh, they were like, Dylan, it's Dylan. That was, and I remember on my birthday, like I got a call from Hajime, and then it was like him and a bunch of people from like the club like singing me happy birthday in Japanese.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's
so
so
Wow,
sweet.
sweet.
that is sweet.
That was nice.
That's so if you guys want to go to Tenri, join a club because that way you
Join
can
the
make more
Western
Japanese
Club if you go. Yeah, if you go to Tenri, join the Western Club and
Hell
meet Hajime.
yeah. Oh, that's
Mm.
so nice.
Didn't Hajime graduate?
Yeah.
Not, I don't think maybe now, but when I was over there in January, I think he was still in like Tenri. He was still in like
Mm.
the band room. I think maybe like it's his last semester year or something.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I feel like because the thing is with me, I'm going back to the friends topic. Like I've had a lot of I mean to me, making friends and having a conversation, like if we have similar interests and we're talking and we're hanging out, I consider that as friends. And I did have a lot of friends. However, I didn't have a lot of like really deep connected friendships. And I think
Mm.
that was the hardest thing to do, especially with Japanese people, because I feel like a lot of Japanese like students, they're very reserved, they're very to themselves and stuff like that. I mean, to personal experience. Obviously, if you join a club, it's completely different. I wanted to join a club and I didn't because I'm like, wait, what if they like make fun of me? Like, what if I'm too different? Like, I don't wanna be in an uncomfortable situation, you know? So that mindset really pushed me back from making even more friends that I could have made if, I joined the club, you know? So, I understand 100% what Alexander and Tishana are saying. Like,
Nice.
so yeah, I haven't really made really deep connections there. More so just like really nice, friendly, like relationships. But other than that, that's pretty much it.
Mm.
But no,
Yeah.
I honestly I feel like I don't think they'll really judge you or anything. Like I feel like as long as like if they know you're American, they're just gonna like glaze you. They're just gonna glaze you
Really?
just for being American. Yes. Like they'll be like, "Oh, you're American," and they'll be like, "Yo, my bro, yo, what's up, bro?" And like their Japanese accent, they'll glaze you just for being American. Like you don't really have to do anything either.
I do think that's true.
That's
Like
true.
if you're specifically like from America, even better if you're from New York. I think it like
That's true. They're like,
you
New
immediately
Yeah,
York,
get very
especially New York.
popular in
Yeah.
your class. Because
Yeah,
when
like
we first did
literally, it's
introductions,
so funny.
it's
It's so funny.
so funny. When we first did introductions, I introduced myself and like, oh, I'm Tishana, from America. The moment that I said America, my Hong Kong friend, who wasn't my friend at the time because I didn't know that he could speak perfect English, immediately he goes, yo, America, land of
yo,
freedom.
America, yo, my bro,
That's
welcome
so
to the
funny.
Thanos world.
Speaking of that topic, though, let's just go ahead and talk about what was the most hilarious or unexpected cultural difference you've encountered while studying abroad in Japan, whether it's with Japanese people or with people from foreign countries. I think it was when I was talking to, I believe, my Bruneian friend. And I mean, I thought this is hilarious, but it's not really funny because, to be honest, I feel like we as Americans should be a little bit more like, open to learning like new experiences and also like new geography because I feel like personally to me, I'm really bad at geography. So when my Bruneian friend said, "Hey, I'm from Brunei," I'm like, "Oh, cool. Where's that?"
You took
Like I had no idea that was even a country. And I feel like
Mm.
I at the time it was pretty bad, but looking back at it, I'm like, damn, I was so stupid back then. Like, why would I even ask that even if I don't know where the country is, you know?
I mean, I said the same thing. I didn't I was like, "Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that's a country. Where is it?" And she was like, "Yeah, that's fair. We're pretty small."
Yeah, but like it's
Like
like
to put it in perspective, it's smaller than Guatemala. Like I think by the actual like numbers,
mhm,
Guatemala is 2 times the size um of Brunei.
yeah.
you said Guam.
Guam, yeah, it's Guam. No.
But yeah, I did really feel bad, but I mean, she got over it and she was like, "Oh, it's okay." And I'm like, "No, it's not okay. Like I should have known, you know."
I mean, yeah, to be fair, well, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like if someone didn't know where like Honduras is, I'll be like, dang, like okay. I mean, I feel
Yeah.
like I wouldn't expect them to know, to be honest.
Really? I
Yeah, I
mean, that's
mean,
fair, yeah.
I don't know, I'd be
Some
offended. It's not their fault that they
something
don't know.
something hilarious that happened to me was a lot of like a lot of people will ask me, like a lot of Japanese people and other students from other countries will ask me like where I'm from. And I'll tell them that I'm originally from the Dominican Republic, and most Japanese people like they were just like spaced out. Yeah, and I would tell them, "Do you know the country?" And most of them would like, 聞いたことあるかもしれない. They would tell me like, "Oh, I think I've heard of it."
Yeah. And then you tell them you're from New
Um,
And
York and they're like, ugh.
Yeah.
that's
yeah, exactly.
amazing.
But then the funny part is that I met this Japanese student at Tenri. He's majoring in Spanish and he went to the Dominican Republic for a year.
Oh yeah.
And then
Mhm.
I got to meet him. He was speaking like in the Dominican slang to me,
Mm.
and the dude speaks better Dominican Spanish than me.
Oh my God.
Bro, what?
That's hilarious.
I had the same experience. I went to the bathroom and then there was this girl who came in and I guess she kind of kind of like assumed that I was Hispanic and she's like, "Ah, do you speak Spanish?" And she spoke it to me in Japanese first and I'm like, "Oh yeah, 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 I do." And then immediately she got very excited, started speaking very fast Spanish to me and I'm like, "Oh my God. Oh my God, you speak better. You have the dialect. I don't even have the dialect. I just speak Spanish."
Period.
She spoke the most perfect Spanish to me, and I was so shocked by how fluent it was and how fast she was speaking that I couldn't I felt I couldn't speak. I
Oh my
couldn't even
gosh.
speak proper Spanish to her, and I felt so bad, but she seemed very happy.
Oh, that's nice.
She worked at the international office.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense too. Like,
Yeah. And she told me that she had gone to I think it was Colombia
oh, period.
for like a year.
Mhm.
And then she was oh, she's so sweet.
I think going back to like talking about languages and stuff like that, I also want to say that, and also not knowing certain countries, I also want to say that I think it was one time where me, Alex, and a Bruneian girl, like we were in a train station one time, and there was like this guy, I don't remember who he was. I think he was Japanese, but I'm not sure. And he came up to me and asked, "Hey, are you from India?" And I'm like,
What?
"No, I'm Dominican. I'm Dominican American." And he looked so confused. He was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." I'm like, "No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I get it all the time." So,
They call you Indian a lot?
yeah, like because
Really?
I feel like
Who
I have
calls you
very native
Indian?
features, so it's like, it's understandable. So, I get
Like,
it.
wait, Indian as in like Native American or like actually like Indian?
Both. So sometimes it's either or.
I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it either, but I kind of understand, I guess. Like if people get it wrong, it's like I got called so many different ethnicities to the point where it doesn't bother me anymore. Like even my cousins, they
It's
would call me a
okay. That
completely
makes you
different
like
ethnicity.
model worthy. Apparently, random tangent. Apparently, model agencies really like when their models or like talents are like national, oh no, ethnically ambiguous.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because I guess it's like it's more it's like an interesting face to look at
Yeah.
because it like you're
Oh,
kind of trying to figure out where they're from.
Oh, wait, guys, I have a
I had no
crazy
idea.
story.
Tell
Guys,
us.
Alex, has Carlos ever told you, or Natalie, you two, has Carlos ever told you that time he was like biking? I don't know if it was at
Yes.
night or something, and like it was some like
Ah.
random old drunk Japanese guy that was like being racist to him or
Oh
something.
yeah, I remember.
Tell me about that. Yeah, he told me.
I forgot like what happened, but I think Carlos was like laughing at him or something.
I think it was like he was biking and like this
Yeah,
random guy just started like insult like not like being racist. Yeah, like basically what you said. That's what I remember. I don't think there was anything else besides that. I think he
racist
just
against la raza.
Mm.
yeah. Was there like racism? Like did you guys ever experience like racist like
Not,
xenophobic
not really.
things in Japan?
Not at all.
I like the
I
opposite.
wanted
Like
to
I'm telling you, they glaze you for being American.
Mm.
I wanted to touch upon the topic because of like that's something that I noticed, even though like we have we look very different, like our skin color all very different. Like we experience zero of that. In fact, like every now and then, like a G-Shang or Bachang on the street would stop me. I would just be zooming in my bicycle, and they would stop me and ask me like, "Oh, what kind of kuni this guy?" And they would like just be so happy to talk to me, and
Yeah.
I got
Oh,
the
oh,
opposite
remember
experience.
that?
Yeah.
That remember that one time it was me, you, Carlos, and like Natalie, and we were walking. This some like old Japanese guy was like asking us if we were from and we were studying here, and he was like, "Oh, I'm so happy that you guys are studying here." Remember that? Like it was
Oh.
in like the first like week or
Yeah,
something.
I will say that like people get very like I don't think they'll pay you any because most of the times like if you're in like a big city they'll just assume that you're a foreigner, especially because we were there for but all of us were there for the spring,
Yeah.
and closer to the summer is when they get like a bunch of foreigners coming
Yeah.
in for like vacations. And
Hmm.
I think if you're in like more like ambiguous areas that no foreigner would actively go to unless you're like living there for some time, they get like kind of like excited to see you. And then oh, I miss the grandmas. I miss the grandmas so
Mm.
much. They're so sweet. They get so happy the moment that they see you trying to learn Japanese. It's so
Yeah.
cute.
I actually experienced that a little bit. Like I remember I was walking, I think it was with Alexander and the Bruneian friend too, where I was walking and I dropped my like coin purse and then this little girl, she came up to me and she was like, excuse me, you dropped your little wallet. And I was like, arigatou gozaimasu. She's like, what? You speak Japanese? It
What?
was so sweet. It was so sweet. But yeah. Do you
I
guys prefer
thought,
going to Japan in the summer or like in the winter?
Probably the spring.
Mm,
Probably the spring.
I
I
preferred.
I've already
Go
been
ahead.
through spring and summer. I kind of want to go for like autumn and winter, honestly.
Summer is
Yeah.
so bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I've been
summer is
is.
to
so I don't think I would ever voluntarily go to Japan for the summer. It's
One of
horrible.
the most horrible summer memories is like, Alex, remember that time we went in the summer to Osaka with Yoki for the fireworks? I've never seen so
Oh
many people in one place in my life before. Like it
gosh,
was
couldn't
so
breathe.
crazy.
I
Oh
couldn't
gosh.
breathe, bro.
Like we were in the like it wasn't just the train station, it was like the roads and everything too. But I remember being in the train station, all you could see was just people. Like you didn't even have like room to walk. Like surrounding you was always people like 24/7, and you looked
Ugh.
in the distance and all you could see is like lines and lines of just people and
Oh
people
my
and people and
God.
people.
Oh
So
gosh, that's
okay,
terrible.
I have pictures of that. Like when we're going down the escalator, there were so
Yeah.
many people you couldn't walk, so you sort of trip on the escalator. So couldn't move anywhere.
Also
Oh my
remember like when
God.
we were outside and like we were looking trying to like see the fireworks and we kept like walking like with the crowd along the road and you would like go like 2 inches every like 10 minutes.
That was a
Wow.
nightmare. That was a
That
nightmare.
does sound like a nightmare. Oh my gosh. I hate
It
crowds.
was horrible. Kyoto, the day in Kyoto was way better.
Oh
I know, Kyoto
gosh.
was way better. Yeah.
Yeah, we had the matcha. We I don't know. We went to like some like river thing. I forgot. It was like a river thingy.
Oh,
It
that's
was the Kamogawa
nice.
River. I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, and we had some. Oh wait, but before that, I forgot. We had like some like Wagyu meal thing.
Oh, Wagyu's good.
I think it was like some meal
Oh.
thing. Remember, like you stood
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
line. You saved us. You saved our souls from that long line.
What's the other student's name? You and Yoki went to some store to get something, and
Yeah,
then
me
I
and
stayed
Yoki,
behind with I stayed behind
Yoshia.
with Yoshia. Yeah, Yoshia.
Oh, wow.
Like when we came back, the line was so long. Like good thing it was like actually lifesaver that Alex and Yoshi were there at the front. If not, we were cooked. We would have been cooked. We would have been
Don't
actually cooked.
don't underestimate Japanese people lining up for this sort of things.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. They
Yeah.
get carried
They love
away.
queuing.
Yep. Yep. I agree. Ugh. Yeah, I definitely don't like crowds at all. Like that, I think that's the reason why I didn't go to a lot of festivals because I knew that a lot of them were going to be full. So, and people automatically just be too much people in one space automatically just stresses me out. So, I try to avoid that, you know? Um, but yeah, Alex, by the way, since you've only been to Japan for which seasons? Just spring and summer and fall?
No, I've been for all 4 seasons.
So out of the four
Oh.
seasons, which one do you prefer?
I like all of them except summer, and summer was especially crazy intense for me
Yeah.
It
because
was horrible.
the last time that I went, I was in Aichi and near the sea. And there, if you think Tenri summer is bad, like there is way worse. The humidity is way higher. The heat
Mm.
is literally unbearable. Like staying inside the house, like you might collapse. You literally collapse. Like I couldn't stay inside the house.
Oh my
Like
Yeah.
do not
God.
underestimate this. If you thought the summer in Tenri was bad, Aichi's even worse. And I imagine other places near the ocean, humidity is
I can't
so
even
intense.
imagine it. I remember walking in the Tenri heat in the summer,
Oh,
and I remember
It
like
was
actually like
so
struggling to
bad.
breathe because of how humid it was and how
it
hot it
was
was.
terrible. It was
And I'll
so
remember.
bad.
This another thing too. I remember in the dorms and stuff, like when it was starting to heat up, so many mosquitoes did not let me sleep. There were so many mosquitoes.
I agree. I agree. I
I
agree.
I
I'm just
remember
glad
you were
Especially the
eating
everyone
your
bugs.
life.
The bugs were the worst thing because the like you know the freaking not the wasp those hornets they were flying everywhere and not to mention at night if you were to go back to your house there would be cockroaches and big spiders all over the place.
Okay,
It
I
was
didn't see
so
Wait,
those.
scary.
really?
I just saw the
It was so
mosquitoes.
scary.
You know what's funny? I didn't see like any bugs at all.
What?
What in the summer? So because I was on the fourth floor,
Oh
no
God.
bugs really bothered to get up there. So unless it was like the green bugs that would like be on like this the lights outside and in, like the outside hallway. But other than that, like I didn't really see many bugs other than the ones that were in the hallway. Like I would hear the cicadas and stuff, but we like I would only ever see like the dead or shedded ones.
Mhm.
Um, and frankly, I'm thankful for that. I don't like
Yeah.
bugs. I don't want
You're
anything to
you're
flick
lucky because I went one time. There was no, it was
at.
like when basically I don't know where Dylan was, but Alex was in like in Tokyo and stuff like that. And I went out with like one friend of mine, and we were like in the train station till like 12 o'clock and stuff. And then we started heading back home. And then when I came to my apartment, because my like here's how the building is like kind of like built. There's like two sides. It's like a unfinished square. So there's like the north side and the south side. I believe I was in the south side and I was the only one living in the first floor. So when I
Oh,
came back, walking into my like trying to walk into my apartment, there was a big cockroach on one side of my door and a bigger than my hand spider on the other side of my door. I could not get anywhere near it. And I was
picked
like, oh
your
my gosh,
poison.
I don't know what the heck to do. So I try to knock on Alex's door. I'm like, Alex, let me borrow your thing. And he was not even there. So I was like, okay, let me go to my other friend. So I went to the fourth floor to where my Korean friend lived. And I was like knocking on her door. But she was like so scared. She didn't know it was me. So she was like calling her other friend that lived across. And she was like, somebody's knocking at my door. Somebody's knocking at my door. Can you please
Bro,
check
what
who
the
that is?
heck?
And then she checked on the window. I saw her check on the window. And she's like, oh, it's just Natalie. And it was so
That
bad because my
reminds
phone was dead.
me,
My phone was dead,
Natalie.
so I couldn't text her. I couldn't text her it was me. So It was really bad. It was so bad. And I borrowed her thing, but I couldn't kill the spider and the cockroach at the end because they were terrifying. They were huge, and I didn't want them to fly at me. So then there was like this one girl like taking her trash out in the middle of the night for some reason. Like honestly, you do you, girly pop, but weird. I asked her if she was okay with killing bugs, and she was like, "Yeah, let me just borrow your thing." And I'm like, "Okay." So she just borrowed my my friend's bug spray and just killed both the spiders and the cockroach. That was so terrifying.